And what's sad is you don't get wisdom till you're 65. I mean, some of you got a long wait. It's going to be a long time. See, when you're young, God gives you energy, but no wisdom. And then when you're old, he gives you wisdom and no energy. He's got a great sense of humor, doesn't he? I mean, he just really does. And so I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you understand life, because you're just too young to understand life, and we all ask questions about life. But I'm going to read this to you, and in 2 minutes you're going to understand life, and I'm going to give you wisdom, and you're just going to walk out here. This is going to be huge for you. In fact, look at your neighbor and say, you're about to understand life. Tell them that. You're just about to, yeah. Well, that was good. In fact, look back at him and say, why do you think I brought you here today? Yeah. Hello. So here we go. On the first day, God created the dog, and God said, sit all day by the door of your house and bark at anybody that goes by. I'm going to give you a lifespan of 20 years. The dog said, that's too long to be barking. Give me 10 years, I'll give you back the other 10. And God agreed. So on the second day, God created the monkey. He said, entertain people, do monkey tricks, make them laugh. I'll give you a 20-year lifespan. And the monkey said, how boring. Monkey tricks for 20 years? I don't think so. The dog gave you back 10 years, so that's what I'll do too, okay? God agreed. On the third day, God created the cow. God said, you must go out in the farmer, out in the field. You get all day long, suffer under the sun, have calves, give milk to support the farmer. I'm going to give you a lifespan of 60 years. And the cow said, that's kind of a tough life. You want me to live for 60 years? Just give me 20 and I'll give you back the other 40. And God agreed. So on the fourth day, God created man. God said, eat, sleep, play, marry, enjoy your life. I'm going to give you 20 years. Man said, what? Only 20 years? I'll tell you what, I'll take my 20 and then add the 40 that you gave the cow and the 10 you gave the monkey, the 10 that you gave the dog. That makes 80 years, okay? And God agreed. So that's why the first 20 years we eat, sleep, play. I see the train a-coming. I love this. The next 40 years, we slave in the sun to support our family. And then for the next 10 years, we do monkey tricks to entertain the grandchildren. And for the last 10 years, we sit on the front porch and we bark at everybody that goes by. Oh, you've just had life explained to you. Okay, get ready. Let's take some notes. I want to give you 4 perspectives about possessions. Biblical teaching about how we handle our stuff. And the reason I'm doing this lesson is because, as you know, you're in a very important time in the life of Hope City. And this is a time where we all can become a vital part of seeing God do an incredible miracle, not only here but around the world. But your perspective about your possessions, your stuff and my stuff, our perspective is going to determine how we respond. And perspective is vital in a person's life. How we view things is how we do things. And so when a person gives me their viewpoint, I already know what course of action they're going to take. And so how I view my stuff, how I view my possessions is going to determine what I do with those possessions. How you do it, we all are going to follow our perspective. And I want to give you 4 perspectives, 3 of them coming out of the story of the Good Samaritan. And then there's a final 4th one I'll give you after the story. But you know the story of the Good Samaritan. I'm going to read it here in a moment. But an attorney came to Jesus one day and he asked a question, who is my neighbor? And the response of Jesus really was the response of the Good Samaritan story. Let's go. In reply, Jesus said, a man who was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho, when he was attacked by robbers, they stripped him of his clothes, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. And a priest happened to be going down the same road, and when he saw the man, he passed by on the other side. So too a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by on the other side. It's interesting. I'm going to stop here for a moment. Jesus wanted to make sure that we knew that both the priest and the Levite saw the man. So it's not like they passed him and he just wasn't visually in their eyesight. He wants to make sure two things. They saw him, and then they passed to the other side of the road. They didn't go to the other side of the road. Why did they go to the other side of the road? Because they saw the man that was robbed. Okay, that we're talking about perspective here. So let's go on with the story. But a good Samaritan, as he was traveling, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring out oil and wine. Then he put the man on his own donkey and brought him to an inn and took care of him. The next day he took 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper. Look after him, he said, and when I return, I will reimburse you for any extra expense that you may have. And then Jesus asked the attorney, which of these 3 do you think was the neighbor to the man who fell in the hands of the robbers? And the expert in the law replied, the one who had mercy on him. And Jesus said, go and do likewise. Let's look at 4 perspectives. Number 1 is the robber. The robber's perspective is very simple. What is yours is mine, and I'm going to take it. He saw this man going down to Jericho from Jerusalem, and basically he said, I'm going to rob him. I'm going to take what is his, and I'm going to make it mine. And when I talk about the robber's perspective, we all kind of look at each other and say, well, John won't need to take long here because we're not robbers. I mean, we're certainly a grade above the robber, for sure. I'm assuming you're not beside a robber. I mean, if you aren't certain, you can kind of look again and just check. If you kind of sense you are, just raise your hand and, point. But I want you to know that although we want to distance ourselves from this robber's perspective, that what is yours is mine and I'm going to take it, I just want you to know that we all have a little robber in us. We really do. We're born in sin. And if you don't think you have a little robber in you, think of your toddlers. They're born robbers. I mean, have you ever understood and witnessed the property law from a toddler's perspective? I mean, and when a toddler, you watch a toddler. Here's how they see possessions. If I like it, it's mine. If I can take it away from you, it's mine. If I had it a while ago, it's mine. If I say it's mine, it's mine. If it looks like mine, it's mine. If you're having fun with it, it's mine. If you lay it down, it's mine. If it's broken, it's yours.